they used to be such good friends. The Clintons attended Donald Trump's most recent wedding. Bill and Donald have hit the golf course together. But today, in the heat of a presidential campaign, Trump said that his old golfing buddy, Bill Clinton's previous sexual behavior is now fair game. So how are the Clintons now responding? ABC's David Wright is out on the trail tonight.
The first real blast of winter
Make America great again.
means campaign season is finally heating up.
Always the land of the free.
The first votes due to be cast just a month from now.
Folks, we have a revolution going on. People are tired and they're sick of the stupidity that we're seeing coming out of Washington.
And the battle lines are drawn.
There could not be a starker difference between the kind of country that I want to see for all of us and what the Republicans are promising.
The campaigns bringing out their big guns.
Every presidential election, people run, and believe it or not, it's kind of scary this year.
Out here on the campaign trail, it's make or break time. Can you see him as president?
I'm not quite sure yet, and I'm probably going to get some slack from the people in the line.
Tonight, inside the arena named for the Democrat who trumped Bill Clinton in the 1992 New Hampshire primary, Trump's name is now plastered on every jumbotron.
Isn't this more fun than a regular boring rally?
The crowd fired up even when hecklers repeatedly try to get in the way.
But I remember when Bernie Sanders, when they took over his microphone, that's not happening with Trump, folks.
The candidate fired up too.
I'm a much nicer person than she is, but we have to be tough, and we have to be vigilant.
The mood here is boisterous, like a hockey crowd on a playoff night. The scene here, a parallel universe to what's going on in the Granite State, just 20 miles away, where the Democrats have a superstar of their own. Today, former President Bill Clinton spent the day in New Hampshire.
I saved your seat. They could just come over. Try the french fries, hi.
Making his first solo campaign appearances on behalf of his wife. Charming the crowd at a diner.
What are we seeing?
Pressing the flesh, signing books, and making the case for her candidacy. But apparently taking nothing for granted.
People, I get nervous. People get and says, if Hillary wins the election, what do you want to be called? I said, nobody's voted yet. I'm superstitious.
Trump has spent the past few days trying to pick a fight with the former president.
She wants to accuse me of things, and the husband's one of the great abusers of the world? Give me a break. Give me a break.
Reminding everyone about the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Never mind that Trump had a cozy relationship with the Clintons for years. Never mind that at Trump's wedding 10 years ago, the two couples were all smiles. Or that he's donated thousands of dollars to Hillary Clinton's campaigns in years past.
Hillary's a great friend of mine. Her husband is a great friend of mine. They're fantastic people.
Never mind that Trump used to dismiss the impeachment scandal as just a distraction.
Look at the trouble Bill Clinton got into with something that was totally unimportant. And they tried to impeach him, which was nonsense.
Trump is now singing a different tune. That he's trying to poke
like
the
that.
dragon, as it were.
Right. I mean, he's going after things that the Clintons don't like to talk about, and who would blame them? It's not a particularly happy period in their lives. The impeachment trial, the various sex scandals that have consumed their family for a period in the 90s. But some of this stuff is ancient history.
It is wrong that Senator Obama got to go through 15 debates.
Back in 2008, the former president swung at Barack Obama with fury.
This whole thing is the biggest fairy tale I've ever seen.
But some of his most spirited attacks backfired.
I'm a happy grandfather. I'm not mad at anybody.
So for now, he isn't taking the bait, even when my colleague Cecilia Vega gave him an opening.
Donald Trump says your past is fair game. I've got to ask you, you keep coming up on the trail with him. Is it fair game?
The Republicans have to decide who they want to nominate. I'm trying to tell now the Democrats in the country why I think Hillary would be the best president.
You've got to think that he knows that this is why people are paying attention. He knows better than to take the bait and start screaming, but at the same time, this is clearly something that's going to continue following him.
Right.
Here we go.
The candidate herself is also refusing to engage. Over the weekend, she shut down a heckler at a New Hampshire town hall.
You are very rude, and I'm not going to ever call on you. Thank you.
Today in Iowa, she took the high road again.
I've adopted a New Year's resolution. I'm going to let him live in his alternative reality, and I'm not going to respond.
The latest national polls put Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in a statistical dead heat in a head-to-head matchup, both just shy of 50%. And if you swap in Marco Rubio or Ted Cruz on the Republican side, it's still pretty much an even split. Interestingly, if you were to swap in Bernie Sanders on the Democratic side in a head-to-head matchup with Trump, Sanders runs away with it. Today, Trump tried to give the polls a nudge.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Launching the first TV ad of his presidential campaign, a compendium of some of his most controversial proposals, banning Muslim immigrants, building a wall on the border with Mexico.
That Mexico will pay for.
Eagle-eyed observers noted that image of immigrants rushing the border actually comes from Morocco, not Mexico. The Trump campaign now says they're using that footage as a worst-case scenario to demonstrate the threat Americans could face if we don't act. Tonight, Bill O'Reilly called Trump on it.
You don't think that's misleading?
No, I think it's irrelevant. All we want to do is what it's going to look like. They picked something. They could have picked something else. We could pick plenty of footage, that I can tell you, Bill.
You should have probably put the Mexican footage in there, though.
The amazing thing is Trump has made it this far in the race without spending a dime on advertising.
We will make America great again.
He's gotten more free airtime than most of the other candidates combined. Today, Ernst Kastning may have been the only actual voter to bridge the two worlds.
I've met 18 of the candidates already.
18 of the candidates you've met face to face?
Yeah.
Here in New Hampshire?
Yeah.
There he was at the Bill Clinton event in Nashua, where he got Clinton to autograph his book. Back tonight for the Trump rally in Lowell. Easy to spot him there with his sideburns and his captain's hat, carrying Trump's book this time. In just over a month, he'll have to make up his mind. And so will the rest of us. I'm David Wright for Nightline in New England.